everybody. My name is Mars. You can call me MG if you'd like. And today it is currently 9:30 a.m. on Thursday. Thursdays I don't go into work until 3, so I decided let's film a writing vlog. Writing has not exactly gone how I thought it would in 2026 so far. It also didn't go too well in 2025, but we won't talk about that. I feel like I've talked about that before on this channel, so we don't have to get back into that. But 2026, my writing goal for Q1 was to write for 60 hours total, and that's definitely not happening because I think at this point in time, on the 12th of March, I have written like 26 hours, 27 maybe? I don't think I'm catching up, but you know what? Maybe we'll hit 40. 40 would still be a pretty good number to hit. I think it's just that I've been getting into a lot more hobbies and I've been more social and like going out and doing things a lot more often, and I'm still trying to reconcile my time, I guess, and like figure out how to prioritize things. So, yeah, my life is kind of a mess, but I'm still writing a little bit and I'm still enjoying the projects I'm working on. I'm not working on what I thought I would. For Q1, I in 2025 wrote the first draft of the first book of Whimsy, my fantasy romance duology, and then in the beginning of this year, in January, I re-outlined the whole thing and started working on draft 2, got 2.5 chapters in, and then just stopped for some reason. I don't know. I'm sorry about any loud vehicles going by. I can't control that. So I have done like a little bit of dabbling on it since then, but not anything substantial. I've been working on two other projects, honestly. One that I will be working on today is Project Runaway, is what I've been calling it. Also Runaway Romantasy, but that's a little bit of a tongue twister. And this is a standalone romantasy. I do differentiate between fantasy romance and romantasy. For me, fantasy romance is a fantasy story that has a romance plotline, and romantasy is a romance that takes place in a fantasy world. Is it pedantics? Yes, but it's fine. We're going with it. I have also written, I think, 2.5 chapters of that in the first draft. So I don't know what it is about 2.5 chapters and then just stopping, but that's where I'm at. I haven't worked on it in maybe like a week or two. I have also been kind of looking a little bit at this project that I've been calling Fire and Stars. That's not the name of the book, it's the name of the first part of the book, but I don't have a name for the book yet, so that's just what I'll be calling it. And that is a standalone fantasy book. I don't know if there's gonna be romance in it. I haven't decided that yet, but I'm super excited about that project. I'm kind of just doing like world building and character work on that. But we will be focusing on Project Runaway today, and I want to see how much I can write in 2 hours because that's how much spare time I have today. So I remembered this morning that I have a playlist for this project. I forgot about that. I haven't been using that as all at all. I usually like to listen to my playlist while I'm writing, but I haven't been doing that with this one, so maybe that's where I've been going wrong. I don't know. But it is only 4 songs long, and those 4 songs make it almost exactly 15 minutes. So I am just going to listen to this playlist 8 times, I guess, and that will be my metric of 2 hours. I will do, I think, 4 of these 15-minute sprints and then take a break and then do the other 4. That seems reasonable to me. And I will keep you updated on word count as I go along because I figure why not keep track of word count just to see how it goes. So yeah, that is my plan. I did leave off at a rather tense moment. So my two characters, Odile and Bernard, are currently traversing the woods, and a bear comes across their path. And it's not gonna get scary or dangerous, but I do want it to be a little bit of a tense moment just to get a little bit of stakes going early on, but nothing that means anything in the grand scheme of things. I am, like I said, very early on in the story, so I just want to make a little baseline here. So I'm going to stop rambling, stop procrastinating, and get on with it. And I will let you know how I do after some sprints. First 15-minute sprint, and I got 385 words, which put me over the 5K mark for this draft, which is super exciting. I would like to correct myself though. I was not in the middle of chapter 3, I was in the middle of chapter 4, so a little bit further than I thought I was. But time to get back to it, I guess. 469 words for sprint number 2, and this has put me into chapter 5, so that's great. I am loving the progress I'm making. I really do think that vlogging makes me more likely to actually write, so maybe I should do this a little more often than I do. Sprint number 3 has brought us 474 words, so I am ecstatic, honestly. I did not expect to get this many words, and we're not even halfway through my allotted writing time. So we're gonna do one more sprint and then take a bit of a longer break, maybe like 30 minutes to watch some YouTube and get something to eat. I don't know. But back to writing. Okay, so sprint 4 was my best yet with 527 words. Amazing. It also brought me to the end of chapter 5. I found that my chapters in this book are a lot shorter than most things I've drafted, which is interesting, but I'm not sure what that says just yet. But now I have earned a bit of a longer break, but let me actually turn the camera around and face you to give you a fuller update. So one thing that I forgot is just how many ads Spotify has. So even though I've only done an hour of writing, it's been like an hour and a half since I started this vlog, which of course it took time for me to do that update and to update you in between the sprints. But still, why are there 4 ads in a row after I listen to 2 Spotify songs? I don't know, but I refuse to pay for Spotify Premium. Anyway, my first 4 sprints done, an hour of writing, and I got 1,855 words. That's crazy. Completely unexpected, but I'm here for it. So I feel like instead of trying to write a little bit every day, maybe a new strategy I could employ is to do these bigger writing chunks every few days instead of trying to squeeze it in and feeling guilty if I don't. Maybe? I don't know. Something for me to contemplate. But for now, it is 11 o'clock. I am gonna go have some lunch. Probably not anything big. I don't know what I have. We kind of are in desperate need of going grocery shopping, so we don't have a ton. But anyway, I'm gonna go get some food and watch a little bit of YouTube and then come back and do my other hour of writing and, like I said, update you on that. And we'll get a final word count to see how much I can write in 2 hours. I will say, this 1855 is pretty much on par with some writing experiments that I've done in the past where I found out that if I'm having a good writing session, average somewhere between 1,700 and 2,000 words an hour. So we are squarely in that number. I am glad to see that it hasn't really dropped because I feel like I would have been sad if that was the case. But no, we are good. I am just as good of a writer as I have been, which is something that is actually very reassuring to say. I feel like it's been so long since I've had a good writing experience. That feels so weird to say, but like I said, these past many months have been a little bit rough for me in the writing department. So to discover that I'm writing just as well as I have been in the past is just, it's a relief. So I'm glad that I have done this experiment, or at least this first half of this experiment. But yeah, I'm gonna go get some food and then come back and do more writing and let you know how that's going. Okay, 492 words that time. And we are moving into the first smut scene of the book, which is a little bit nerve-wracking for me. I have not written any smutty scenes in quite a while. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. But I am still looking forward to it because I just really like these characters together, and I'm excited for them to physically be together. That's a weird way to put it. I don't know. I have to deal with some bridesmaid stuff at the moment, so I am taking a little bit of a break to deal with that, but then I will be getting back and doing the other 3 sprints. Okay, so only 366 words that time around. Still not bad, even though it is less than I've written the other sprints. I just think that I am hitting my limit a little bit. I'm still gonna do the other 2 sprints, but I'm definitely like winding down in terms of my writing ability for the day. We are literally right at the precipice of the smut seed, so I guess I'll get on that right now. All right, 429 words in this penultimate sprint. Also, pushed me over the 8,000 word mark. Crazy, love that. Yeah, one more sprint. We are into the smut now. So, we'll see if I can finish it. This like little scene in this sprint. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. It would be really funny of me to end this writing session in the middle of a smutty scene and have to pick that back up tomorrow or whenever I get back to writing. We'll see what happens. 424 words in the final sprint, and I am in fact finishing up in the middle of this scene. That is so funny where I'm ending, but I'm just gonna do it. I do have a little bit of time, so I could continue writing, but I think I'm happy with what I've gotten done today, and it will be fun to jump into this scene the next writing session. I will leave myself like 1 or 2 bullet points just to remind myself where it's going and all the stuff that I want to happen afterwards. But yeah, let me flip the camera around and do a little bit of math to figure out how much I've written today, because it has been a lot. Okay, friends, it is now 1 p.m. Also, I put on a sweatshirt because it was starting to get chilly. It's been like 70 degrees these past few days, and now all of a sudden it is like 35 with a chance of snow. What happened? I don't know. Anyway, I, over the course of those 8 15-minute sprints, wrote 3,566 words. That is insane. That is crazy. I'm so proud of myself. I really do think having these like dedicated writing times is like very helpful and something that I want to implement more in my life. Obviously not every day, because I don't think I could write this many words every day and not burn out, but every few days, if I could do this, that would be wonderful. I also do hope to do more writing vlogs than I have been, because I've been doing a lot of reading vlogs. I feel like actually, 2026 I've done a fair few non-reading vlogs. They haven't all been writing. Some of them have just been like general life vlogs. But I have done a little bit more in terms of variety of vlogs so far this year. But I would like to do more dedicated writing vlogs, whether they're little challenges like this or just writing and vlogging the experience. That is yet to be seen. Let me know down in the comments what kind of vlogs you want to see from me, because I am curious. Yeah, I'm very happy with this, and I'm ending this scene. Well, I'm not ending the scene. I'm writing the scene, like, the scene's gonna continue on, but I'm ending this session in the middle of the scene, right before my, how do I say this without YouTube getting mad at me, female character finishes. And I think it's really funny for me to leave it there for now. So, that's what I'm doing. Bus going by. Alright. Yeah. 3,566 words. I love that for me. But I am ending this here because I want to chill a little bit before I have to get ready for work. But if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel for more content, and that way I'll see you guys the next one. Bye, everyone.